Hey there, Sart here, back again bringing you what I hope will be another helpful guide on Clash of Wills against Treshen the Hydra. Again, I want to start by saying I've written a lot of this out in writing in a lot more detail, in depth on the brave-exvius forums. I've included the link in the comments below and in the description. You can go there to find all kinds of information that I've just gathered from all different sources and just tried to synthesize in one place. Hopefully it's a little bit more coherent than what I'm going to give you here in the video. If there's something that I just happened to miss here, or you had a question about, all my rotation patterns are in there. I've got the boss's rotation in there. It's luckily a lot more simple this time around than Morturum was. I've included a couple of quick clear videos and things that I found online that were very helpful. So for this, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the team that I used to clear all the way up to level 85. And I say the team that I used up to 85 because beyond 85, this team doesn't really cut it. Alright, so here you see we've got Gabronth, Sky, Carton, Diverti, Cacteria, and Lara Croft. Sky, Carton, and Lara are going to be on all my teams as my DPS units, so slot in whatever DPS units you have into those three. The rest are, important to note. So Gabronth will of course be the physical tank. Built him for max HP and defense. He's great for this, at least up to this point, because he comes with 80% physical mitigation on a Grandis ability that he can use 3 times. Very useful. Give him some lightning and earth mitigation because some of the elemental hits come with lightning and earth, so it's really good to have those resistances. They don't have to be too crazy high, but at least something. Sky here, in the normal form, I just gave her Conductor's Baton for a little bit of warm-up morale building. She's going to be spending most of the time in her Brave Shift form, where I gave her Equipped Fist and Cross Igaion Arm, since we're going to be using the Fist in Peril. So she's much easier to build with a Fist than Lara for some reason, so I threw it on her instead of Lara. Gave her Carton's card for the extra limit burst damage, and she's got 275 to both Beast and Dragon Killer with this build. Carton in the normal form, I just gave him an Earth Elemental Glove. That's to do some morale boosting damage if I wanted to use Barrage. In the Brave Shift form, I gave him the new Dragon Claw from the Dark Castle event that's going on, the Trial of Mana. If you haven't picked this up, definitely pick it up because it is unique in that it comes with the 1.15 variants. All one-handed fists will eventually have this, but is the only one that has it currently, and it does vastly improve his damage over other fists. Other than that, just stacked with killers, 300% beast and 225 to dragon. Diverti is here primarily for that 90% general mitigation skill that he can provide on turn 1. This is just to help Gabronth survive the turn 1 damage. So that's 90% general mitigation with Gabronth's 80% physical mitigation. That will definitely help. Other than that, no special build for Diverti, just build him for evoke damage because he's an evoke damager with his LB, and it does respectable damage. It certainly helps with the clear, and it adds that earth amplification field. And this is the skill that gives that 90% mitigation, draw and reload. You only get to use it once, but that's all you need it for. Next we've got Cacteria. Absolutely nothing special in her normal form. Just gave her give her TMR, STMR. Built her for max damage in her Brave Shift form, although she will get to do a little bit of damage in the end, but she's mostly here for the breaks and the Fist in Peril and the Earth Imbue and Earth in Peril. Laura is, of course, here for DPS, also good for that 90% break. However, if you're bringing Cacteria, that 90% break isn't nearly as important because Cacteria has an 89% break, which is just as good in this particular fight. Nothing special in the normal form. Brave Shift form is just full-on damage. Got her built with 275 Beast and Dragon Killer, and then just as much attack TDH as I can, right? So this is the team. Let's see how much trouble we can get into. Like I said, this team got me up to 85. You'll see that that's pretty much the limit that this team can do. All right, so let's get in there. Alright, so as you can tell, that's pretty much pushing the limits of what that team can do, so I had to come up with something different. I started seeing videos where people were imbuing Treshen, and so I immediately thought of, hey, NVA C-Card has that neat skill in his Brave Shift form where he can imbue with Earth for one turn, and so he has now made it on the team. This also allowed me to bring on Kresnik, to help with a bit of morale filling and just other general support. So here's Sieg. He doesn't need anything in normal form, really. I gave him Wisdom of Hess just for the auto physical and magical mitigation buff. I gave him Dragon Brush and Call of the Wild in both forms to try and get his LB up, because his LB does have an Earth Imperil field. Other than that, you don't really need to do much, because in this one he's going to absorb all the damage on turn 1. On turn 2 we're going to push the threshold, so everything after that is just going to be fixed damage, which is reduced to almost nothing. Sky is pretty much the exact same build as before. Nothing fancy in the normal form. She'll be spending most of her time in the Brave Shift form, where again you see I've given her Carton's card here. Cross Igaion arm with the equipped fist materia, and then the build is pretty much identical with 275 Beast Killer, 275 Dragon Killer. If you don't have Sky, she's easily replaceable with someone like Sephiroth. I mean, she's really just here for her LB finisher, just to help kill him off after we hit the threshold. You're going to notice we don't use the LB before the threshold, because we don't want to die. Carton, again, exact same build. If you don't have Carton, again, just any strong chainer will do. Cacteria is a really strong chainer in this particular fight, and so you can bring her along as a replacement for Carton. Anyone that can triple cast bolting strike frames. Carton is of course very, very strong. Noppi's a great choice for this particular fight, but you need to bring a Stardust Ray Chainer. So I would say Noppi's a good replacement for Carton, but again you have to bring a Stardust Ray Chainer instead of bolting strike chains. Kresnik here, I'm just making sure he's dual wielding in both forms with Aurora Scarf. That's just in case I ever need to fill everyone's LB. In the Brave Shift form, it's important to reduce his mag as much as possible, the full 80% if you can, and then give him Galbana Lilies. That will give him just enough mana to do what he needs to do in this fight. He will take the MP drain for sure. Cacteria, again, nothing special in her build. TMR, STMR in the normal form, and then just full-on mag damage as much as you can with killers. She hits the magic cap pretty easily, thankfully, which leaves all the materia slots open for killers. So she's what, 225, 175, so overall 200% killers there. Laura, again, nothing special. I gave her the Nightbringer Wolf's hairpin. That's to add some break resistance, because I will use Cacteria's AoE break against the team to help build some morale. And so that just gives her a chance to not receive those breaks. If you're not comfortable doing like the Calamity Border is a much smaller break, so it has less of an effect. But Cacteria doesn't actually deal any damage with her break. And so here's Laura again, pretty much the exact same build. Same killers, 275 to both Beast and Dragon killers. Nothing else really shaken here, except I forgot in this particular build, she is not full TDH, so let's slap that Gothic Amulet on there. There we go. That looks better. Alright. Thought her attack seemed a little bit low there. Yeah. Alright. So this is the team. This is what got me up to level 90 using this particular strategy. I'll use the same team a little bit later actually, but a slightly different strategy to do the level 99 clear. So let's go ahead and let's dive right into this, and let's see how we get this one done. Level 90. Alright, so now we're going to take that exact same team and crank it up to level 99. Now unfortunately my team's not strong enough to push the threshold without using Sky's LB on turn 2, which means she's going to get targeted for that single target death. So, I had to figure out a way around this. I'm a little bit lazy, I don't like swapping teams, so if my team can manage it, I'm just going to do it. So I ended up having to push it to 4 turns. We'll re-raise Sky on the turn we push the threshold. Kresnik will then imbue Treshen on turn 3 to allow Sieghard to survive the physical attacks. And then we just do a couple more LBs and get her done. Let's do it. Alright, so full disclosure, I did a few pulls on the Maeve banner and got her within 5 pulls, so I stopped there. Got the shards in the coin shop. Now I'm just waiting on the last few shards from the logins to get her to EX2. I figured while I wait, I'll go ahead and do a few test runs at level 81. Always smart, once you've cleared level 99, go back to level 81 to start adding your bonus mods. At this point, it's the best way to get a high score. I'm not going to do the attack mag mods because Maeve is not ready for that yet at EX +1. So here's the team, similar to the Gabronth team I did earlier. So Diverty's back for that 90% general mitigation on turn 1. Here's Maeve. I gave her Bahimi's TMR, also Bahimi's card, just to help with HP and also give her some defense, extra defense there. Once she gets her STMR, she'll be much easier to equip. She'll innately hit the TDH defense and spirit with her STMR. A little bit of earth and lightning resist helps, but just make her as tanky as you can. My Sky, pretty much the exact same build you've been seeing throughout the entire video. Just some morale building stuff in the normal form. She'll be out of that by turn 2. This is a 4-turn kill strategy, so she won't be in there for too long. Again, Aigion arm build in the Brave Shift form. I'm used to doing her Black Sparky build. It's kind of funny having to switch her over to the fist build, but she does it very easily and very gracefully. She wields the fist just as well as she does the Black Sparky here. Carton's card for the extra limit burst damage, and then 275 killers to both Beast and Dragon. Carton, I gave him Riku's pouch because we're going to use the, since we don't have Cacteria, we will be using the Chaos Grenade here to do the team breaks just to build up morale. I'm shooting for, a decent amount of morale, just to make sure that, we want to crank that up as quickly as possible because I'm trying to clear this. I don't want to get into the magic damage phase, and so I'm just trying to crank that up as quickly as possible. Again, pretty much the exact same build you've been seeing this entire fight, other than the inclusion of Riku's pouch. Ling's card there is really great on him for this one. Diverty, same build you saw earlier. Nothing really important in the normal form. You could give him Barrage if you wanted to help out with some morale building. Probably end up doing that in a later clear. Again, his Brave Shift form, it honestly doesn't matter because we're not going to bring a Spirit Break here, so it really doesn't matter here. He'll still do a little bit of damage, but nothing of consequence really. Kresnik, same build you've been seeing in all the other clears, dual wielding with the Aurora Scarf, so you can fill LB gauge on turn 4. That's important for this particular strategy. And then in the Brave Shift form, again, MP reduction 80%, which is the max, and then the Galvana Lilies for that 20 MP that he'll need. Lara Croft, again, same build. I gave her Calamity Border because buffing elemental resistance is a huge morale builder in this particular fight, so she'll be using that to help the team build morale quickly. Other than that, same Brave Shift build, full on damage, maxed out, or close to maxed on killers, 275, 275 to Beast and Dragon. So this is the team I'm going to be working with, trying to get my high scores, and let's see how it goes. This is just a little test run. We'll give it a try. right, well that went better than expected. It's a good start for sure. I'll probably come up with something different later on, and if I come up with something significantly different that does a lot better, you know, I'll certainly post something. Here's the damage spread. Lara and is definitely carrying her own. Most of Sky's damage, however, came on her LB. And then Carton certainly not slacking, but Lara is definitely proving her worth here. So yeah, so that's it. Like I said, if I get a significantly better clear, which I think I probably can, I can do a bit of team tweaking, then I might post another video. Certainly once I get Maeve up to EX plus 2, I'll be able to do a lot more, have a little bit more flexibility. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful for you. Hope you learned something, or at least were a little bit entertained. And I will see you on the other side.